All right, please tell us your name.
Hi, my name is Anastasia Pop, and I have a question for Miss Love. And it's, how do you get over a long-term mental block?
Okay. Okay, mental blocks are really a frustrating thing. I don't like to call them mental blocks. I like to call them challenges. I think a lot of times what we call a mental block is sometimes it's people who do not totally understand the skills, so we have to distinguish between whether it's a person that truly has a fear or if it's one who really has not learned the skill very well. So we have to distinguish to see if it truly is that mental challenge. And then I have a 9-step plan. I'll quickly go over some of those steps that I think help. You should also talk to Dr. Russell back there because he is amazing at that. There are a lot of other resources in our industry. Jeff Benson has a book called Unblock, the Walls Come Tumbling Down. Allie she works with the USAG. If you go to Doc Alley and Google her, she has a ton of resources. So there's a lot of people. But at first, I think kids have to admit that it's okay. It's not a defining moment to have a mental challenge. And it doesn't mean you're a bad athlete. It just means you have a mental challenge. You have an obstacle, just like any other obstacle that you have to overcome. And second to this is you have to commit to a plan for getting rid of it, for getting rid of that imprisonment of your mind. The second step is we have to learn how to relax. There's several relaxation techniques, about 10 or 11 that I share with people. I'll just tell you a couple. And one of those is we need to have deep abdominal breathing. The way you remember that is belly in first and belly out last. And studies have shown that that also decreases stress, it improves our immune system, all those wonderful things that we need. So we need to be doing that breathing anyway. That's one of them. Another relaxation technique is to go to your happy place. For me, that's the ocean. I love the ocean more than anything, the vastness, the amazing beauty of the ocean and what's in the ocean. And so when I get stressed, sometimes I'll just close my eyes and picture myself just lying there on the beach, just enjoying the ocean. I also tend to go watch some of my shows. I like to watch crime shows. And so I'll turn them on and watch them when I get really overwhelmed or stressed. A third thing that we need to do is we need to condition daily. And the reason I say that is because that produces greater confidence in your skills because you have a stronger body. Another thing is you need to journal. Journaling has been known to decrease stress, to increase your immune system, to increase your cognitive or your learning ability. And if we had a magic pill that we could all take that would do that, we'd all take it in a second if it didn't have any side effects, right? But we don't. I ask my kids to do 5 things in their journal. The first thing is a short-range goal, monthly goal, and you have to have a plan. You're not going to have a goal without a plan because it doesn't have any feet to it. Secondly, they have to do a long-range goal. That's a 3-month goal, and they have to have a plan for that also. Thirdly, they have to keep a record of their conditioning, not what they did, but that they did it. They won't lie to themselves, and I think it's important that when you make promises to yourself that you say your name, because it's like making a promise to somebody else. Fourthly, I have them write 5 things they're grateful for, because studies have also shown that a grateful or a thankful person is much less stressed. And then lastly, you need to journal. The reason you want to journal is you need to purge your mind of all those ideas and those thoughts that are coming to your mind that shouldn't be there, and get rid of them. Put them on paper and then they're out of your life. Some are good, some are bad, but we need to journal to get rid of those. Another thing that the next step then is we need to script our skills. I think you need to use short action verbs and power words such as push, squeeze, pull, things like that, and script every skill that you do. The reason for this is so that my cognitive brain is working at all times. So the emotional side of me, my fears and my doubt don't have time to come over and play in my cognitive brain. So it's busy working. So script your skills and visualize that script. Visualization is another step. Then you need to have reps. And I just have 2 rules with the reps. I think you need to do them at least 3 times a week, maybe 4, but no more and no less than 3, to really gain confidence in your skills again. Those 2 rules are they have to be done correct. If they're not being done correctly, then you're not having a mental challenge. You just haven't learned the skill well enough yet. And secondly, you cannot stop because you're training yourself to stop when you stop. So your coach will spot, or if you can do the skills separately, you do the skills separately. Then I have visualization, which we already talked about. I visualize myself doing amazing things all through my life. And some of them didn't work, some of them did. But visualization is a powerful tool. Then I have you do a positive box. There's 3 ways of doing this. A positive box, you can decorate it with inspirational quotes or thoughts. And every time you pass that box, you have to write something positive about yourself. My parents have told me that many times the grades have improved even because these kids have become so much more confident. You can also do it as a dream box. And you put that dream box on your bedside table or whatever. And every night before you go to bed, you write something that you did to get closer to that dream. Another way is to take an index card, and most of you are the age that would probably do this, and write 10 affirmation statements about yourself. Like, I am a great listener, or I am a good learner. Just 10 affirmation statements, and then keep that with you all the time and read it 5 or 6, 10 times a day. It will really increase your confidence. And then lastly, you have to come up with some ritual. I had a block when I was in college. And I had to put my hands down by my side and close my eyes and say, okay, Debbie, you can do this, now go. If I didn't do that, it didn't happen. That was my ritual. So you have to develop something that creates in you the confidence to go ahead and do that skill. That's it in a nutshell.
So I think the lesson here is, Anastasia, a great leader takes advantage of the opportunities in front of them. And you just got a private lesson from Miss Debbie Love.
I feel pretty
so
special.
Good job there, taking advantage of that opportunity.